Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, whatever the time you watch this video. We are from 7 Group, and so today we would like to talk about Haiku Poem. So, Haiku Poem is a short and simple Japanese poem that came from 9th century. Haiku was originally derived from one of the poems often performed in the imperial court that used to be called Renja, which was popular during the 9th to 17th centuries. So, Renja is often written to express religious studies and court life and is usually written in chains. So, I would like to tell you about the little highlight in Haiku Poem. So, basically, Haiku Poem has 17 syllables. So, in the first stanza, we have 5 syllables, and in the second stanza, we have 7 syllables. In the third stanza, we have 5 syllables. Whether it is in Japanese, or Indonesian, or English. So, it's like this, just like this. Furu ikeya, furu ikeya. So, we have 5 syllables, and then kawazu tobiko mu, kawazu tobiko mu. We have 7 syllables, and then mizuno oto, mizuno oto. We have 5 syllables.
And now we are going to explain about the haiku structure. The first structure of haiku is haiku has only 3 lines of 3 lines, and the first lines should be 5 syllables, and second line should be 7 syllables, and the last lines should be 5 syllables. So the total is 17 syllables. And the second is haiku does not rhyme. Haiku more focused on the lines and the syllables, so they ignore the rhyme. The last is kigo. Each haiku must contain a kigo, or accession word, which indicates what season of the year the haiku is set. For example, blossom would indicate spring. Snow would give the idea of winter. Mosquito would imply summertime. The seasonal word isn't always that obvious. You may need to consider the theme of the poem to find it. For example, like this.
Next is how to write haiku. If you are wondering how to write for the first time, consider the following steps. First, reading some example of haiku. There are some below to help you get inspired about the subject and communication of haiku. A haiku is a beautiful form of poetry. To take time to appreciate it before you begin read. You can find more example of haiku poem on your dictionary or in your local library. The next step is create a list possible subject that you might write about. Considering various aspects of nature that inspire you, consider that traditional subject like animals, nature, and seasons, or something completely different. Even the smallest details can make for great haiku. And the third is look at a few pictures of it, or go outside and admire it. Like all of the great poets before you, some of the greatest inspiration comes from simply admiring nature and the world around them. The fourth is make a list of words. Make a list of words that relate to the subject you have chosen. Be as descriptive as possible. Think about feeling and emotion too. 5 is used to make an observation about your subject. It can be fun to add a surprise here, looking through the list you wrote. Can you create an unexpected relationship between the first 2 lines and the third? And at last but not least, decide if you want to write using 5-7-5 rules of branch outside the limits of this pattern. If you have trouble determining the syllables in a word because you are not sure how to pronounce it, you can look up the word here on your dictionary for a count of the syllables.
For example, from Haiku Poem, I will take nature theme. And this is the example from Haiku Poem. In the first line, we must have 5 syllables, and the second line, we must have 7 syllables, and the third lines we must have 5 syllables. So we can count the syllable in the sentence. At last, the sun rose. The sentence we have 5 syllables, and the second, nature steering all around. Yes, we have 7 syllables, and the third lines, green shoots in my heart. We have 5 syllables, so we can identify this poem as haiku poem. And the second example, I want to try to write haiku poem in Indonesian. For example, pagi mereka. Pagi mereka has 5 syllables. Pagi mereka, 5 syllables, and the second line we must have 7 syllables, like this. Nah, cericit burung itu, cericit burung itu, and this 7 syllables, and the third lines we must have 5 syllables. Hati berbunga, hati berbunga, 5 syllables. Like this, the example from Haiku Poem.
So that's all our presentation from 7 group. We are sorry if there are many mistakes in this video.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.